today we wanted to show you this juicer. I'm going to talk about some of the things that we love about it, some of the issues we came across, and how we resolved it. First off, there's a whole assembly thing here, and there's plenty of videos online on how to do that. But what I came across is I just absent-mindedly, it was juicing along doing its thing. I had more that I just wanted to toss in the top, and I opened it, and guess what? It immediately stops. It's for safety reasons, which is really great. But then I couldn't get it to start again. So there's this whole locking mechanism here. Basically what it came down to is this lid has to be, it's easier to do it without that in it, has to be at like a 90-degree angle. So it comes off like that. You could kind of see the lid pop up. So you put this on about right there, and then you slide it in place with it at the 90-degree angle, and then it pops up like that. That's helping it engage its lock-in motor, and it's a safety feature for it. So you want to make sure that's all in place, and then you can put your fruit inside. You don't have to take the seeds out, but I am taking the seeds out because I have chickens and they can't have seeds. And this is the leftover stuff that comes from it. I'm going to give that all to my chickens. So I'm taking out the seeds, but if you don't have anybody to give it to, you're just going to throw it away, you can put the whole apple in there. All right, so these are some of the things I loved. First off, it has a 30-day return, no questions asked. I love that because what if you get it, you run into issues, or you don't, you're like, never mind, this isn't for me, you can return it. But then there's also a 3-year warranty if it breaks prematurely in a way. I'm sure that there's like legal warranty stuff with that. Other thing, there's a little card to show how to put it together, which I had to read carefully so that I could figure out how to get this safety feature to turn off, so that I could get it to power.
How long did it actually take to put together?
Under 5 minutes, and it was pretty easy. But then I also really love this. It comes with a starter book of like different juices you can put together. And I chose to do the carrot apple juice because right now in our garden we have these huge carrots. This is just a section of the huge carrots that are growing in my garden. It was like this, and my kids didn't want to eat it as carrot sticks, but I didn't want to just throw it away. Then we also have tons of apples growing on our trees, like tons, and we're processing most of them, we're eating most of them, but there's a few apples that like maybe they have some bruises, or they had, like this had a bruise from like, I think hitting the tree or something, and we don't necessarily want to eat that in like lunches, but I can just cut that off, throw it in the juicer, and the juice actually tastes really good. The carrot apple tastes awesome, and we're gonna like make a little wassail out of it later. I think it's gonna be really good. So this is what they say to do. When you're doing it, you wanna put the softer fruits in first, and then the bigger ones. And you can see I cut the carrots. They said that your juicer will last longer if you cut them into smaller pieces. This just helps it to process it easier. Then you just close that. This is to help you like move the food around. And then the on button is back here. But you gotta watch this, like do its thing, but you can also see right here, you can see the juice coming out. Isn't that so cool? It has a little stopper so that you can decide when to have it come out. And then all this stuff is the pulp. I'm gonna pause that a minute. Here's the cool thing. I love this because I want to be able to use all the produce we can that we worked really hard to grow, but I also don't want to waste things. And so I just love that I can give this to my chickens. They're going to love it and eat it and then turn it into eggs. Like, how awesome is that? But I've also done research. I can also make almond milk with this by putting the water and the almonds and everything, and it pumps out the pulp from the almonds. And then you can make protein bars or protein balls from that as well. So as you're separating it, you don't have to just throw it away. You could, you can also think, what else can I do with this that is still useful? You could also bury it in your garden so it turns it into a nice compost. I love all the options that are available here. There's so many things. We're going to be using mint from our garden with some turmeric, and I always forget what that's called.
Ginger.
To make juice shots, like that are supposed to be help with anti-inflammation and just a dose of awesome vitamin C and all different kinds of minerals. So it's awesome. I'm excited for it.
All right, let's actually look at the juicer here. So this is a 5.5 inch, so bigger than most juicers as far as putting things into it, and then you just shove it down.
Yeah, if you want to see, if you want to see inside how much you can actually get in there.
So you can fit a lot in. pulp comes out one way, juice comes out another way. There's different styles of juicers, so this is pretty standard, I think.
This one does say to not put lemons, ice, or sugar cane. We're not in danger of this. It is good for us to remember not to do ice. We'll have to do that in a blender. And then lemons, it actually says in the directions you can do lemons, but it's very acidic, so you want to make sure you blend that with other juices. You don't want to do just straight lemons.
All right. Let's turn it on one more time so you can kind of see it full up with it stoppered.
So this was easier to use than I thought. It was what I was hoping, that it will separate the skin and seeds for me. I love that. I was a little frustrated when I couldn't get it to work with the whole lid thing, but I've shown you how to resolve that. It's been better than what I was hoping it would be.